How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So, pack modifications. What kind of modifications do I do to most of my packs? At least if I use them for a long period of time, I tend to add specific things for them to make them better. Now, to make them better in tactical environments or hiking or bug out bag or even the bushcraft community. Now, there's certain things that I do. Now, you don't have to copy these things, but I'm going to show you the list of items that I typically modify on my packs to make them better and more efficient in multiple different ways. So we're going to dive into all those things. So let's send it. All right, so the initial one pretty well up front, not really a modification, but an addition, is a pack cover. I like pack covers specifically because I can kind of tailor what type of camouflage or what I'm doing and what environment with these covers, which is really nice. So if I just want to do away with it and be done, cool, I can stuff that back in the pack and now it's not so camouflage, right? Maybe you're going to an urban environment or something like that. Cool, then go back to this typical nice slick look that doesn't make you stand out so much. So I wouldn't say it's more of a modification, but at least an item. Now, the first modification I typically do, if it doesn't have it, is I will typically add bungee on the outside. And mainly this is for my poncho. Now, if it's completely pouring rain or something like that, I don't want to stuff this poncho all the way right back in to a potentially dry environment in this pack. Now, could you do on the exterior? Sure, but I want it on the outside. So say it stops raining, but I want this to dry out, including my sleeping bag or clothing. If I want that to dry out as I'm hiking, what I will do is I will put it in this bungee. Now I have it all the way across here. Now, of course, I would open it up a little bit more so it's spread out all the way across the pack, but it can dry out that way, including clothing or other items, whatever it is. And it's adjustable too, so this is just shock cord, so you can kind of expand it out a little bit and put whatever you want. Hey, and honestly, for the most part, I've used this for other things too. I have put extra backpacks in here before. I have put a small day pack and I've slipped it in here, and then I'll cinch it down so I have a secondary pack so I can stash this pack somewhere and pull off the other one, which is also another item that I do back here. It's going to be hard to see. I'll throw some other photos into it, but I'll put a clip so I can clip on to the top. Now, moving over to the sides, on the waist belt, I typically add dump pouches. Now, these are the 10-speed dump pouches by Blue Force Gear, if I remember correctly, and they're extremely lightweight and small. They pretty much just disappear, but when needed, you can just pull them out, and now there's this massive extra pocket that you can just stuff items. And what I've found is, as you're hiking throughout the day, you can find tinder and material to make your fire or whatever you want. And typically my right side I will use as such as that. So if I find, like, say, pine needles, which these are all wet at the moment, but if I was going through somewhere, I can just stuff those all in there as a nice tinder bundle, and as I'm walking, they might be drying out or doing whatever they're doing, or you can pack it full of whatever. You put water in here, you put snacks. I've put trail mix in these, and they are on both sides of my pack. So I have one over here and one over there. So it's very effective to have extra cargo space. And it's nice because this stuff just literally you can roll back up and it'll just disappear right back in there. And it's elastic, so it's pretty nice. Disappears, good to go. Now, another thing, like I was already talking about, flip it over to the other side, is a clip, but it's attached to the grab handle. And this is meant to go over the top and clip into another pack, say a secondary pack, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, is having that secondary pack attached to the bag. Now, it tends to be an issue is when you're doing things like that, if you add things on the exterior, it's not very close, and you want that weight to be very close to the center of your gravity or your spine. And as you pack stuff, it slowly gets further and further away. So your back starts to arch and you start to have pain throughout the day. So including the bungee of keeping it nice and tight to the pack, having this clip that goes over the top and extends and then clips in, holds everything to the bag very effectively. Now, if one other thing that I will also do is I will upgrade a sternum strap depending on the pack. Now this pack actually has a very decent one. It is adjustable and whatnot, but typically I will add a better one, which I actually like the Hyperlight Mountain Gear ones. They are doing pretty well, and I like them quite a bit. Now, another thing that I have done in the past is done expansions on the side, which this Hyperlight Mountain Gear pack actually has that, but it has straps along the side. For instance, you can put things like a sleeping mat on the side rather than the bottom or the top. It's pretty much whatever. If you enjoy however you want to place it, and it works out pretty well. But I like the sides because it's very streamlined. Yes, it makes your pack a little bit wider, but then again, you know, taller. It just depends. It's personal preference, to tell you the truth. But typically what I do is the bungee cord, I do the clips, I do the dump pouches on the sides, and then also the side. Now you can bungee cord or bungee the sides too. I've done that in the past, but this pack doesn't really allow it. Just think outside the box, honestly. So those are the typical things that I upgrade immediately, or I guess I wouldn't say immediately. I use the pack first, but more than likely those items are definitely going to go on to a pack. And then the camouflage, of course, with this you can get different colors, especially you see snow around me. Maybe integrate some white into that. However you want to do it. Spray paint works pretty well for these two. I think this is a Bees Combat Systems ghillie, and other ones on the market as well. I just use those. So yeah, those are some of the reasons that I upgrade my packs pretty much immediately, because I need them to do different things in different environments. Like I said, you don't have to copy me. I'm just sharing my experience and what I typically do with them. Maybe give you some ideas. If you guys like this kind of stuff, want to see more, definitely like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I will try to link some of these items in the description box below. So if you want like the bungee cord or the shock cord or some of these 10-speed pouches, I'll try to put them in the link or description box below. Other than that, we have PayPal, we have Patreon, all that fun stuff. If you would like to be involved in this, like to see more, it's greatly appreciated. It helps out the channel. And then since it helps me and the channel, then it helps technically you, because then you get to see more gear and items being used in crazy environments like this. So, yeah. Other than that, y'all have a great day.